the streets to find out what you think PR is.
Public relations. Isn't that like when companies try to like sell stuff to people, but they always like lie about it? I don't know.
Public relations. I guess public relations would be like doing press releases and other publicity for companies. Maybe helping out the company's image when they get in trouble. I don't know. That's all I got.
Just to make whatever they are trying to work for look good. You know, if that person, if say President Obama gets into a little scuffle, you know, you have spin doctors and try to talk his way, make him look good. Doesn't matter what it is. It's pretty much what public relations is. I mean, it's just about making people look good, marketing, making people smile. You know, to kind of give us this illusion.
PR. Yeah, definitely have never heard of it. I don't even know what that is.
I'm Jen Ryerson. I teach the public relations course here at the University of Minnesota Duluth. My background in public relations, well, I actually have an undergraduate degree from the University of Minnesota Duluth in communication. And then I went on to work for an advertising, marketing, and public relations agency for about 3 years. During that time, realized that I wanted to pursue a master's. Went back for my master's.
I'm Lori O'Melia O'Neill, and I am with H.T. Klatsky and Associates in Duluth, Minnesota, a marketing and public relations firm. Been around for about 37 years, I think, in Duluth.
Okay, so within the industry, I actually am still very closely connected, and my husband works within the industry, and so we have a lot of conversations about this. But what I see now and what we've talked about a lot is that new media, it's hard for PR practitioners to keep up with new media, to understand how to utilize them best for their own organization, for their clients if it's an agency situation. How do I say this? How to monitor those types of new media. So let's say Twitter or blogs or social networking. So how can those be used as tools to most effectively help or bridge a particular gap or bridge a communication line with an audience or a target public, but also to make sure that those kind of media aren't used, that issues aren't misconstrued within those types of media. Seems to be a problem that the PR field is facing right now, that it's hard to keep on top of that and to understand how to best use those kind of tools. Now with the financial crisis and the economic situation that we're in, that organizations are struggling with issues management, with crisis management type situation. Bad decisions from the organization leadership got them into trouble. And so a problem now is, how can we move forward productively? How can we get out of this with our image or reputation intact, or at least rebuild that in some way to maintain a level of trust, maintain, a positive light or a positive aspect with all of our publics moving forward. And what are the opportunities in that? So understanding what those opportunities are and using them to grow and to mature and to, in essence, reinvent an organization or company that's been in trouble. So those issues management are pretty hot topics and difficult problems for the field right now.
Credibility. I'm sure that's no surprise to you. It's a big umbrella, public relations, and there are a lot of people practicing it for different motivations and obviously different results. And there's another one too, and that is very, very current, and that is we communicate in the nanosecond sphere now. In order to, ordinarily or in the past, public relations, you were able to, say it's a crisis, and I'm only using that as one example. Well, it's an extreme example because that's when you do have to start to move very, very quickly. There's planning, there's preparing, there is rehearsing, there is just, identifying. There's a process to go through every time you do a public relations campaign, whether it's crisis communications, media relations, government relations, whatever it all is. But with the cyber world and our ability to communicate like this to millions of people in about a second. You know, when you're trying, you have a story to tell and somebody else wants to tell your story differently, who's got to jump on who there? And once the word is out, it's really hard to pull it all back. That's why it's so important to plan, prepare, have a process, and be ready. So that's a huge, huge challenge, and not everybody's able to rise to it right now.
You know, the bad PR is probably the spin and the covering or hiding what the organization did wrong. It's a reaction, you know, a reactive approach. Darn, we screwed up, let's respond to that now. Or a defensive stance. Instead of, and it's that one-way communication where we're talking to you, but we're not listening to you. So those are the things I would say about bad PR: spin, covering or hiding, reactive, defensive, and the one-way communication. If I had to classify good PR, then I would say that it's proactive. So you're out in front of the issues. You're talking about them before they become too huge that you can't handle or deal with them or talk about them in any way. That it nurtures relationships, that you invite your different publics into a conversation. You listen to what they have to say and their concerns, and you address that in your issues, your policies, the way that an organization will do business, all of that. I think that it's a partially education of those people that are already maybe on staff within your organization. It's bringing in new, fresh faces, students coming out of school that are familiar, that use this kind of media. So all of that will work to your advantage. But as this new media unfolds, and as we see cases build where, you know, Twitter saved a company's reputation, or a certain blog completely damaged a particular organization, when we see those cases build, that's where we gain the knowledge, and we can learn vicariously that this was a good thing to do for an organization or this was a bad thing to do. So I guess being aware of what other companies have been through, I would recommend to have some sort of monitoring system so you're able to see what people are saying about your company, where they're saying it and how they're saying it.
So now we have to plan, prepare, and have a process a lot faster than before, and we thought it was pretty fast then. So we have to really be prepared and know all the possible places where communication can happen today, every one of them, and be ready. You know, be ready with Twitter, be ready with blog, be ready with blast emails, whatever it happens to be. You know, feeds. You just have to be ready for all of that. So it's just a lot more preparation.